Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We've got a decently sized haul, as I mentioned in the last video. So let's get started with Amazing Spider-Man number 60. This is the finale of Zeb Wells' run on the book. I believe later this month we'll be getting the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man story running through Amazing. I'm not sure what's coming after that. But where we left off, Spider-Man and Tombstone fought their way across a good chunk of New York City so that Spider-Man could defend, or could stop Tombstone from killing his daughter, Janice, who had opted to turn state's evidence on Tombstone. The two collapsed in the subway eventually. And so, we pick up later. Tombstone is having his trial. And he is, the case is dismissed. Though, and She-Hulk's not happy about that, but, well, them's the breaks. But Tombstone has a message for Spider-Man, which he relays to Peter Parker. That apparently he says that he bought the judge off. And Spider-Man's involvement was kind of part of the judge's decision to dismiss. But message says that, as Tombstone puts it, it's not Spider-Man's fault. It's just one of those things that this case was dismissed. And Tombstone wants Spider-Man to know that Spider-Man won fair and square. But that's not how the world works. And Spider-Man, or Tombstone wants Peter to thank Spider-Man for him. He'll know why. Obviously, for the whole thing of saving his protecting his daughter from himself. Later, at the feast shelter, Sandman pops up, and he's reverted to his the Flint Marko personality. But him and Spider-Man duke it out. But May is able to provide an assist to at least prevent Sandman from reforming. But and she also has some words for Spider-Man that basically try to keep her nephew out of the way of maybe try not to involve her nephew in his exploits. But and Spider-Man states that Peter helps because he wants to help. And May admits that if Peter didn't do that, he wouldn't be Peter Parker. Even later in Harlem, White Rabbit decides to quit working for Tombstone. She's also taking Kareem with her. Then in Queens, Peter and May have pizza for dinner. Apparently, May states that when she talked to Spider-Man that they're apparently Shay and Peter's potential lady friend told May that Samuel was an absolute sweetheart. But, well, as May's had an encounter with him up close, well, he seemed like a real dick to her. Then we've got a few backup stories. First off is Doctor's Orders, featuring Wreck-Rap, that limbo-born webwanger. During the Goblin story, Wreck-Rap got impaled on a Goblin glider, and apparently he hasn't let anyone remove it. In fact, he even tried to bite Spider-Man for doing so. And then Wreck-Rap discovers the button on it and pushes it, launching himself out of the window of the doctor's office. Stating that as he flies away, he states that the web-wanging Wreck-Rap is here to stay. Basically, so that hopefully he'll be used in later stories. Next up, we've got Team Up Part 2. Jackpot and Spider-Man have been dealing with the dichromator. He was trying to take everyone's pigments. And having split Spider-Man into various pigments. But so Jackpot and Peter managed to re-merge Spider-Man's pigments and stop the chromator. However, Peter and MJ are late for dinner. Dinner with Peter, MJ, Paul, and Shay, and of course MJ's aunt. And from the shadows, Chasm is watching. And our next story, Bubs. Wolverine and Spider-Man are at a bar. They have, apparently, Wolverine has, of course, started a bar fight with the entire bar aside from Spider-Man. And the bartender, you know. But, it's basically a much nicer birthday tradition than Wolverine is used to. You know, it is a much better birthday tradition than fighting Sabretooth, who's trying to, once again kill him and anyone he cares about. So, but it's a neat little story, and it's honestly the kind of thing that Spidey would do for Wolverine. Next up, we've got same spider channel. Story opens with Spider-Man fighting Bushwhacker and getting an assist from Chasm. After Bushwhacker is defeated, Chasm suggests they have a chat. But and Peter thanks Ben for snapping him out of the Winkler device's programming. But and Ben states that he thought his cure would have killed. First thing he thought his cure would have killed Peter instead. But the point is, Kaine's point overall is that the last time him and Peter sat down together, Ben told Peter he was going to be Spider-Man for Beyond. He got the sense that he was worried that, and Ben got the sense that Peter was worried that maybe Ben wanted Peter's life for himself. And Ben says that he's right. He did want it, but he's been talking to Janine about it a lot, and he's not obsessed with Peter anymore. He's ready to move on. He needs to find his own life, and he needs space from Peter to do so. He does for a ceasefire, and adding that Ben's been stuck in Peter's orbit for too long. That's going to end. Peter wants to look over his shoulder anymore, and Peter says that, hey, if you're hurting people, though, but he's more than happy to give Ben the chance to prove that he wants to be his own person. And Peter leaves. And while Kaine is brooding on a rooftop, explains that he's that he was told a few fibs, namely that he wants to take everything back, and namely his memories. Brings us to our next story, Ride Over. Basically, a money laundering organization has been attempted to be robbed by villain Override. Basically, this is a giant bank, though, and Peter's able to cobble something together and basically take an Override, all while being watched by Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Doom, setting up the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man story. And that is where the issue ends. Good issue. Landmark issues tend to be a little long, and this is the end of of one writer's run. So, but overall, good issue. I will once again read it. I loved the backup story, Bubs. But anyways, moving on to our next book, we've got Chasm, Curse of Kaine, number 3. Where we left off, the the eternal Druid has decided to have a little fun with Chasm's brain, and his girlfriend Hal's Eve has noticed, and she tried to help him find his lost time and figure out what was going on. However, the issue begins beneath the streets of New York with Chasm chasing Hal's Eve, still under Druig's control, but she manages to use her ghost mask and get out. But Druig basically explains his motivations. He basically explains that he had no designs for Chasm. Today's warrens were already, so full of easily manipulated playthings, but along came a spider, and so he adds that every few decades, when the rest of the Eternals frustrate Druig, he chooses an overlooked corner of the earth and finds a pathetic man with just enough power, whispers into his ear. Never takes much, just a suggestion he's owed more than life. Sits back and watches wars erupt, riots, coups, sometimes the downfall of entire nations. An entertaining diversion for a life without end. But and he's looking forward to, apparently Druig is looking forward to Kaine and Ben duking it out. Speaking of Kaine, Janine and Kaine run into each other, with Janine using her ninja mask, which provides martial arts training as well as, it would seem, a pair of nunchucks. But Kaine manages to, stop the fight. Say, "Hey, look, I don't want to fight. Let's talk." He tells Janine about the Frankenstein version of Freak and Vermins that he discovered, and Janine tells Kaine about the blackouts, missing time. Apparently the previous night he left for hours and Ben can't remember any of it. But Kaine says, with everything Ben's been through, that Janine didn't think that the missing time was something that might need immediate attention. Though there's the retort of, where are you gonna, where's he gonna go? Doctor Strange? Reed Richards? And Ben's no one's favorite person since the whole limbo thing, so they've only really got each other. But and Kaine kind of says that Janine looking after Ben is basically cleaning by an oil spill with a flamethrower. But just as Kaine says they should probably not stick in the sewers where there's limited visibility and maneuvering room, Kaine attacks, still under the influence of Druig, but or not during the fight, not under Druig's influence, but Druig takes back over. Janine grabs over her mask and tries to restrain Ben, but the three of them talk, and Kaine accuses Ben of pissing off an Eternal, but and apparently he's picked up bits and pieces that the underworld's going to be set loose by Mole Man and Druig. There's a big rumble in the under the city, and Kaine, Chasm, and Hallow's Eve, well, basically massive subterranean creatures attacking, well, the city. And the issue ends with them leaping into action. It was fun. A little annoying that it took halfway into the series when Chasm and Kaine finally encountered each other, but oh well. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Ultimate X-Men number 8. Where we left off, a suitcase of body parts had been, seemingly human body parts, had been discovered in Japan, and it might actually be connected with the Children of the Atom and Viper. So the issue ends with a streamer hoping to maybe exploring an abandoned high school. There were some murders, there were some deaths recently, as well as Tatsuya, the police officer and brother of Kanon Senochi, Psylocke. Well, apparently Kanon posted a picture of the suitcase and the NDA, and her brother afraid they're going to get in trouble because the NDA and whatnot. Then May Storm and some of her Armor's friends are talking while another one of their friends encounter a few bullies, but which one is she? Natsu is this particular friend. Lets off with a energy blast from one of her eyes. Doesn't hurt anyone, but then apparently posts about the Children of the Atom are popping up on online, and woman tries to hit her son's arm, but seemingly the mother let's see, but her son, her son is talking to something seems to burn. And the streamer finds Armor, tries to talk to her on stream, but Armor destroys the streamer's phone. Then Viper is investigating the leak. And a young boy slits on his wrists, and it's not blood that comes out, but something more black and viscous, seemingly relating to the shadow. And the director of the Children of the Atom is trying to do damage control. Trying. And that is where the issue ends. Getting interesting. I will admit that Ultimate X-Men is probably probably the least of the Ultimates that I'm enthused about. It's just kind of tough with some of the reimaginings are so extreme, so to speak, I guess. But anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, and Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Big shout out to Patreon patron Red Band's Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.